shake it up.
What is up, everybody? We are back. Another week, another martini. If you guys have seen the post for Roll for Martini, they're here, and we need to give our feedback. We need to have a sit. Let's do it.
Cheers. Pretty good.
That's actually really good.
I think that that cherry just really stands out.
But it's not bad this time.
No.
Like the first time we had the cherry, it was pretty rough, but this time it actually makes more sense.
Whenever we had the cherry that tastes like cherry Garcia, that was really good. And that's kind of what it always reminds me of, just because of that flavor of cherry.
So what do we got in this one?
We have oat milk.
That's it?
So
This is
it's a pretty boring one. No, oat milk for the mixer, French vanilla coffee, which I like. We have chocolate syrup, a chocolate syrup drizzle on the inside, and then
fancy.
what am I missing? Oh, the cherry vodka.
Yeah.
So
It's good.
it is. The oat milk is pretty good. I feel like it's going down very smooth, and I think the oat milk is helping with that because I don't really taste any alcohol. The cherry vodka has been, like you said, a cherry Garcia. So with the chocolate, I feel like it's a kind of chocolate covered cherry base.
Chocolate covered cherry. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Do people buy bags of that at like the local candy store?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I swear. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and they
believe
have
you.
chocolate covered bacon too.
Chocolate covered bacon.
I swear. Yeah.
Don't get me all aroused like
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm happy with this one. The last one was awful. Graped in the mouth is a horrible idea. So
Yeah, the grape was
The
definitely
grape was
rough.
awful.
that was so bad.
So we have some fun stuff planned for December for these drinks.
We do.
So that'll get tasty.
Yes, because it's Christmas or just the holiday season for everyone, and New Year's Eve, New Year's, we're gonna take a break from rolling anything that may be bad. So,
We're gonna roll some good ones.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't want any tahini on my glass
no
anymore.
feet,
Really?
socks,
Weird.
sweat.
I mean,
thought
it
you were
wasn't bad.
ass.
Like, when I licked it by itself, it was good. But,
Yeah,
when
you seemed pretty into it.
I was into the outer part, like just licking it off and
Cheese.
Yeah, I
you know,
drank from the
looking into
same
your
spot
eyes.
the whole time.
Every sip was like a cheesy cheek sweat ass. It was awful.
Whoa.
It was it was
was
gross.
awful.
Sounds like something from SpongeBob or
It
something.
definitely tasted like socks.
Chocolate, sponge balls.
Well, this is good. I'm glad. I'm actually happy. I'm stoked now for this episode. Sometimes when you're drinking something that's just so bad, that's all you think about. But this is good.
So we mentioned Christmas. What are your what's your routine Christmas morning? Like, do you open your stockings first? Do you go and wake up when you were little? Did you wake up your siblings? Like, I always had to wait to wake up my brother because he slept in all the time, and I was like, as a little kid, I wanted to get up and get into it. And he's like, don't wake me up until at least 9. So I'd go in at like 9 and be like, all right, let's go open all the presents.
Yeah, well, mine's changed over the years. Like, it used to be, Christmas morning, we always open presents. But now that my brother and his girlfriend, they work jobs where, like my brother's a cop, so he could be working on Christmas.
Right.
Or he could work on Thanksgiving. So a lot of times we'll celebrate like the week later or maybe the week before. So it's we never know. Every year is a different thing.
But do you so like my family, we'd always open a present like the night before. Something like, not like the big present, but like something just to get our taste buds a little.
Yeah, we used to do it that way. Like, we do Chinese food on Christmas Eve with my
Nice.
grandparents, open up one present, and then the next morning we'd just go ham.
Yeah.
Chinese food sounds so good
Did
right
you ever,
now.
did you ever get like stockings and all that?
So yeah, we had stocking.
Do you ever get presents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you ever wear
Unfortunately.
stockings?
Yeah, so I've heard of that many times. I didn't do that, I don't think, ever. But it would definitely be like
What's that?
getting like a gift,
Okay.
opening like a gift. It was all about like Santa's coming, but only until you go to sleep kind of thing.
So when did you... Sorry, go
No,
ahead
no.
if you're... I was going to ask, when did you guys find out that Santa wasn't real?
I don't know.
I like confronted my mom. So I remember this
Whoa,
this part.
sounds heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was fully loaded. I was ready to go.
She's such a nice lady.
You tell me now.
Oh my god, I can't even picture anybody talking to Callie that way.
You're like
No.
holding up a Lego gun that you built when we were present last year, and you're like,
I think
Tell me.
my mom was pretty not upset, but she knew like I was catching on, and she was like, like the good old days are gonna end. Like it used to be so easy. But I was at my grandparents, and I remember sitting on their fireplace, like their like the little
the
brick,
mantle.
the brick part, and I look at my mom and I go, I don't know, for some reason it just hit, and I was like, just tell me the truth, like, is Santa real or not? And my mom was like, no, honey, like, it's us. And I like bawled.
And
I was
so-
like,
Oh man.
And you were an only child, so for
Yeah.
like me, like I had an 8-year older brother who like kind of had to keep the fun going for me, like
Yeah.
as long as he could push for it. I don't
Right.
know. I'm so bad with like guessing dates, especially like in the past, maybe 10 or 12 when I started
Okay.
like, because your friends talk about it and your friends are like, yeah, Santa's not real anymore, and you're like, wait, what?
that happened to me in, I think, middle school. Some people are like, screw that, like Santa's a joke, Easter Bunny's a joke, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, dude, same
Yeah.
thing happened to me. Like, I got in an argument with a girl over Santa being real in 6th grade. And because in the morning, I saw like a clip of Santa like on his sleigh, and it's like a map of the U.S. and it shows like where he's being tracked.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Santa
It's on
tracker.
Google.
my mom
.com.
was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's the Santa tracker. Like he's on his way around the world. Like he's in, I don't know, China right now." And so when I got to school, some girl was saying, "Oh, Santa's not real," and I was like, "Yes, he is. I literally saw him on TV today." And I got so mad. And but that Christmas was when I found out he wasn't real, because my parents won $500 on a scratch ticket, and they said, "Oh, well, that pays for all the presents." And I was like, "What?"
Well, so I always had presents from like mom and dad and my brother and like my cousin's family, grandma, all that, but also Santa. So like
Yeah.
it wasn't like they were all from Santa. And like
Right.
you wrap presents, you put them under the tree a couple weeks out and stuff like that. But I remember when I was like, I must have been like 8. We used to go out to California for Christmas like pretty regularly to see my grandparents and stuff. And I remember flying out to like LA or something when like I said, I must have been 8. And I remember seeing like, I think the captain got on and said, "Oh, like guys, like Santa's off the wing to the left." And I look out and there's a red light because it's the right side of the plane, or there's a red light on the wing. And I'm like, whoa, like, and it went by us. And I was like, Santa's flying past us. Like, I thought it was so cool.
That's hilarious. I feel like kids are going to be screaming, running to the windows, and the plane's like tipping, like, guys, you got to stay seated.
Yeah. If for some reason you're a kid, watching Santa is definitely 100% real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how your parents would like, they'd put out the dish with like the cookie or maybe
Yep.
a carrot,
That
and
was-
then they'd be bit a little bit, and then like a glass of milk and a little
Did
bit
you
would
do
be
the
drank.
footprints, the fake snow, like footprints, or like
I don't
deer
know if they
prints?
ever did that, but
I remember putting cookies and carrots out, and I
Yeah.
remember going to the fridge in the morning and like looking to see if the carrots made it back, or like if there was cookies in the trash, and I'm like, where does this stuff go? Like I'm sure my dad ate the cookies, and and if he was the one handling it, he probably threw the carrots in the neighbor's bushes or something. Yeah,
Good
but I
stuff.
remember,
I mean-
because like we'd make cookies, leave them out for Santa, and we'd leave carrots for the reindeer, and then the next morning they'd be gone. I'm like, all right, like they got to be like in the kitchen somewhere, and I could never find them.
I love how they'd just be gone. Like my parents
They
would at
would.
least just take a bite out of each of them, so it's like, oh, they were here. Like,
One
see this
bite.
to prove.
Mine typically was a plate with crumbs, like she probably like, or they like crumpled it a little bit in
Yeah.
their hands, so it was just a little powder. And then I remember the carrots outside, like by the steps to the front door, like in the driveway, they would like not chew, but like cut up or like crumple up some of the carrot and like pour it. Like, it was like, oh look, like the reindeer must have been eating in the driveway.
Oh my
And
god!
then to me in my head, I'm thinking this big sleigh with all these reindeers were in my driveway. And I was like, oh my God.
Dude, one of my best Christmases when I was a little kid, and I'd love to hear some of yours too, but I got one of those like Kawasaki Ninja like 4-wheeler things, but like power wheels.
oh yeah.
So like it was battery powered, just it would go like 4 miles an hour. Dude, I rode that out of my front door, down my walkway in like an inch of snow or something, because it was December, not that much snow, and like off the curb, and like just rode it out in the street in my pajamas, and I was like, this thing's so cool. And my brother, Mike, he always got mad because I got the fun gifts, 'cause being the little brother. He always wanted this, and then a couple years later I'd get it, or he always wanted that, and then
He'd get the button-up shirt, and you'd get the Hot
That's
Wheels.
right, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, do you have any like Christmases that stuck out in your head,
Oh yeah, for sure. I got one of those.
or big presents, even like something that you loved when you were a little kid?
Right off the bat, Nintendo 64. My dad sent me. So when I
Nice.
opened that, it was a pack that came with Cruising USA.
And your mom's like, "Gosh darn it!"
Yep.
Like he
She
got the
was
good
like-
gift.
Yep. So he would send me that from New York. So I opened that. That was one big milestone. Another one was like roller skates, like inline blades.
Oh yeah, like Solomon or something. I
Yeah,
had those.
yeah. like the growing up blades, and then what else? Like Razor scooter. I got an electric scooter.
I got an electric scooter one
huge.
year.
Yeah, when those things started to get huge, and then like a bike. I got like my first 2-wheel, 5-6 gear like bike.
I got a bike for Christmas, and I want to hear your Christmas stuff too. But I got a bike one year, either my Christmas or birthday, and like I think I asked for it, and I was like really hoping for it. And I remember searching my entire house. I searched like the basement and the back of my dad's workshop, behind all these like storage boxes. I'm like, I guess they're not. I guess they don't love me. I guess they're not getting me a bike this year. And then sure enough, they roll it out on my birthday morning or something.
Buried
Christmas
in the ground.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was probably when. See, my brother and I weren't very good at sharing, so to keep us kind of like from arguing and stuff, my parents each bought us a PS2. So we each had our own, and we each got like Vice City and San Andreas.
That's excessive.
So that we wouldn't fight over it, because like in 5th grade. I was still in elementary school, and my brother was in 6th grade, and he was in middle school, so he'd get home earlier than me. So by the time I get home, he already beat like half of San Andreas, and then I come home and be like, "Can I play?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I'm in the middle of a mission," and then we'd end up getting in like a fight or something. And so I think my parents were like, "All right, let's just get them both PS2s for Christmas," so that they stopped fighting over it. And yeah, so that was a good one.
That's savage.
One year, my dad went ham with basement games. He bought us like a ping pong table, a foosball table,
yeah, we got
and
that.
like a mini basketball hoop. Like there were two.
Dude, we had the same thing. My
Really?
basement had a ping pong table, a foosball table, and then that little like basketball game where it like shoot back down. To
Yeah,
you on
and there
the
was
slide.
there were 2 hoops, and like you would compete against each other. That
Dude.
must have been like a really good deal at Sports
bet.
Authority
Yeah,
back
I know.
then.
Something happened
Were
where our
they-
parents were there at the same time.
Yeah,
or something.
The Costco gifts. Was it one where the table could flip? It was like reversible.
Right, and
It
you
was
could
like
play
a-
other games.
Yeah,
and stuff.
so it was like so you could put on top of the pool table was ping pong.
Mhm.
You could turn it around for
Oh, okay.
shuffleboard, or you can then remove it and then underneath. Was it one of those kind of
Yeah,
things?
it was. So that must have been
Foosball.
like the gift of the
Dude,
year in
Costco
2003.
poured those out.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Costco, Walmart, those like 5-in-1 games. Yeah.
I remember one of my favorite gifts was my parents got us both iPad touches. Like I think we talked about this last pod, like when those came out, because it was like before iPhones. So you had your flip phone, and then there's iPods that came out, and then iPod touches. And so like it's this little like brick looking box, and my mom like purposely like saved 2 of them for the last gift for us to open, and it was like the big gift, and it was pretty cool. And like you said, I think I played Doodle Jump for like 24 hours straight.
Yeah, that was like the best game on iPod Touch for a while.
Remember Flappy Bird?
Oh,
Where
of course.
It was so addictive and so aggravating, making people like literally rage that the guy deleted it.
Yeah.
You can't play it anymore.
Yeah, he
It's
didn't
off
even
the
want to
store.
make money from it, I think.
It was like one of the most frustrating games ever. That
But
they
it
were,
was
like ranked.
Yeah, but it was so addicting.
Oh yeah,
you know.
it was like the Mario green pipes, like plumber
Yeah,
pipe
do
things.
you remember like there'd be a pipe that was really low, and then the next pipe would be really high, so you
Yeah.
have to tap it like 18 times, and the next
Just
one was
double
really
fingers.
low again, and you're like, shit, you gotta let him drop. Yeah, that was a great game. I don't think
Those were
I
good times,
I think
man.
I had that like freshman or sophomore year in college, so we didn't get much work done those semesters.
So I talked about this the last pod. We talked about kind of turkey versus ham and stuff like that. And
ham.
so my mom watches. Shout out, Mom, love you. And she's like, "So, do you want a ham this year?" And I was like, "Oh, like obviously you're a great cook. I love your cooking. Like I love like you don't make a bad turkey. Like so I'm open for whatever, but if everyone's on board, like yeah, I'm down." And so she sent it in the family chat, and I said, Lindsay and I prefer ham, and my brother came in and said the same thing. It's just like I think my family like thinks that turkey or like Thanksgiving food's overrated. So my mom is making a ham this year for Thanksgiving.
Let's
Wow.
go.
So I'm pretty excited.
Let's go.
What are the sides going to be? Is it going to be
I think
like,
we're still gonna do side like stuffing and stuff like that, but
okay, you're just changing the
Sandy.
The animal.
Yeah, exactly. We're still gonna have meat. It's
That's
gonna be a ham instead of a turkey. But I think she said she's still gonna cook like a turkey breast, so we'll still have like a little. But like the thing is, like Lindsay's mom does Thanksgiving the week after, which makes it really easy for us to like do holidays together, and we'll get turkey there.
Okay.
So like I'm still gonna get my big turkey meal. Like
The tryptophan.
yeah,
You need the
I'll have my
tryptophan high.
post turkey nap.
Yeah.
But we're getting ham at the McCarthy household.
Cheers to that.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I
I'm
should have
excited.
finished mine.
Ham team, ham cream.
Ham cream.
Ham cream. Okay.
Not ham cream. Jesus.
If people
I
start
don't know
rubbing
what I
ham,
meant to say. It wasn't cream.
Shit.
Team Team ham team.
That might be a new product you gotta
Ham
create.
cream. Well,
I mean,
we
they
have
ha-
spam.
They have
which is
goat. They have goat milk
Jell-O.
soap. So you could go with.
Did you say Jello? Goat milk Jello?
The spam is like Jello in a can, like
Oh.
meat Jello.
Yeah, that stuff lasts for like 50 years. Doesn't
What's the
Full
goat?
of preservatives.
What's the goat? Oh yeah, it's like it's like one of the most highest
Like
products
sodium.
in sodium ever, but it lasts. It would last a nuclear war, or like explosion. That's why they would give it to the military because you could bring it anywhere.
MREs, meals ready to eat, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. We like I said, our families, like we both have kind of like big families, and like we do the traditional New England family Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that.
What does that mean?
Just having a big turkey dinner with all your family over. I'm sure everyone does that all over. It's not just New England. But
I thought you were gonna say like drink Sam Adams. You yell at
hey,
yours.
my cousin from Boston.
Yeah,
No,
brother.
I guess I more so mean the traditional American style holidays. But
Do you go to like the extended families like the day after? A lot of people do that.
So Lindsay's mom will have Thanksgiving the Saturday after. I think it might even be a week after, the next week.
Okay.
And so that allows us to go to my parents on Thanksgiving, and then we go to her families because I think she goes to like her boyfriend's families for Thanksgiving. That's like
Lindsay
their
does?
No, her mom.
Oh.
And no, yeah, my wife does not go to her boyfriend's anything. But then for Christmas, it's like, we'll usually do like, we'll go to, I think this year we're planning to go to her family's like Christmas Eve. Like we try to go there in the Christmas mornings because she has nieces that are like 6 and under. So it's a lot of fun for the kids and she likes to see all that. And then we usually try to be at my house by like noon. But I think this year we're going to do Christmas Eve at her mom's and then Christmas morning at my parents'.
You should be Santa.
The ham cream.
I could be Santa.
Yeah.
I got the gut.
Throw the beard on.
Santa with
Ho,
the ham
ho, ho.
cream.
So one cool thing that Lindsay's mom created, this tradition, she would tie like, I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of this, but she would take their biggest gift and like hide it somewhere in the house and then take a string from the Christmas tree and like do this extravagant like
That's
maze through the house where you have to follow your string and like it crosses over her sibling strings and then you finally get to like this room or closet where your big gift is. So like they had to track this string through the whole house, and she has a big house, which
Like
is
an
pretty
Easter
fun.
hunt, but
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
cool.
I like that.
I think
I like that.
she
Fight for
mentioned
it.
like maybe carrying that tradition into our family when we have one someday. So I think that
Wow.
could be fun.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
that's
Yeah.
cool. I like that.
I never heard of it before I met her, but
It reminds me of
the.
It sounds fun.
It's something fun for the kids to do too, and like when you're younger, it's like, I get to follow this string to my big gift or whatever,
Yeah, well, we did one year. It was kind of weird. Me, my brother, and my cousin, we just grabbed my BB guns from out of our garage and we just started shooting stuff out in the yard. Like we started shooting like these paintball canisters. I don't know what we were doing, but yeah, that's
became a tradition.
So now every year you step out in your socks and pajamas and just shoot.
Well,
BB
now we have
guns.
real guns, so maybe we'll start shooting trees.
You'll get the
We'll
turkey from.
We'll go to a SIG in our Santa suits.
That would be funny.
That would be
They're
getting
like,
your
yeah,
own
you can't
turkey
come in
from
here.
Sig's. That's funny. It reminds me when you say the string. It reminds me of remember back in the on the playground because they then incorporated it into like the new playgrounds that were built. But you would take 2 like soup cans and tie a string.
Oh
so,
yeah,
like,
and you could
hear
talk
each
into
other,
them.
Like one would talk, one would put. it
Could you
together.
actually hear each other? Because I tried that and
No,
it didn't
dude.
work.
No, dude.
We had
I'd be like,
walkie-talkies.
what did you say?
So
Yeah, walkie-talkies.
They were like the voice travels through the string. It's like no, it doesn't.
So I grew up in like my best friend and I lived in the same neighborhood, so we'd like walk around with walkie-talkies once. Dude, this is so funny, and I wonder if he remembers this story and he'll hear this. But we were on walkie-talkies once, and I don't know what we were doing, just being kids running around the neighborhood, probably being little shits or something. But yeah, he gets on the walkie. He's like, dude, a bird just crapped on my head. and sure enough, I walk around the neighborhood and meet up with him, and there's like bird shit in his hair
What
or on
the
his hat
heck?
or something. I forget. But I remember him saying that, and I was like, wow, what are the odds?
Did you ever tune in or hit the when you press and held the button to like do a scan and you would wind up on a channel that was open, and then you would hear like other people
Oh,
talking.
really? I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, it's called scanning, or I think it's just called. It says scan, and you press and hold it, and it goes through all the clearest.
different channels.
okay.
Yeah. So we would do that at night, and you would hear people like, "Yeah, yo," like talking. We'd be like, "Yo, what's up?" And they would
Hey, yo, baby girl.
Yeah,
Is your
"Hey, yo,
refrigerator
baby girl."
running?
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Get off our channel! Like, what is this?" But we would pick up like police, we'd pick up hunters, like people out there. Like, it would be like,
You had nice walkie-talkies.
no, no,
Mine didn't pick up police.
no, no. I
At
swear,
their own channels.
they were like a $30 pair with like the yellow. I bet you'd know which one I had if you saw it.
It sounds
They were yellow with
not Minn Kota, but like what's
some.
that like phone company
You say.
M
Look
something
it up.
or yeah.
Yeah, not Motorola.
That's what I was thinking. Motorola.
Motorola.
I think we had Motorola walkies, but I mean I even used walkie-talkies last year. So
You have them on Apple Watches.
yeah, I forgot about that.
You can,
But like Lindsay and I,
shout
like
to other people.
when we were building our house, we spent every day there 8 to 8, and like sometimes she'd show up at different times than me, so we'd take 2 cars. So like on the way home to where we lived at the time, I'd just be like, hey, instead of like getting on the phone and be like, oh, did you see that deer or something stupid like that? I'd just be like, all right, take this walkie-talkie and like we'd like strap it to like the seatbelt next to like our head so we could be like, yeah, like oh, I saw that, whatever. But yeah, we end up using them for that.
This is on Amazon. It's not the one
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, it's not the exact one.
That's exactly what I pictured.
Yeah, basically, like it was the yellow body and the black like grip, and like it had the scan. It had the scan
makes that
bar on
one?
it.
Just
Probably,
some
like,
no name.
Chinese thing,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
cool.
it's Samcom. Yeah, but all the same
The
stuff.
the walkie-talkie function on the Apple Watches is pretty cool though.
It hasn't been
Yeah.
working for me. I was just about
It
to do
was kind of finicky.
pull
yeah.
it up. Let's chat with someone.
Just call Abby right now and
That's
be
what I
like,
tried to do.
pull up your
but
walkie.
You have to, like,
Remember-
invite people to it first, and then
Yeah.
they have to accept it.
yeah, it's the whole thing.
So there's a free app in the App Store for walkie-talkies, and it'll do the same thing. It'll roll through all these different channels. We did it
I was
for a
gonna say,
little
did
bit.
we do
Yes.
this? I don't remember.
Yes.
It's ringing a bell, but
So we get connected, and
Not a
it's
big
people
one.
from like the UK, Germany, India, Mexico, and the United States. So we would do that, and we'd get on, and they'd be like, "Get off our station, please," and we'd be like, "Hello," and
we'd like
remember?
find like the most random people on it. I
Yes.
remember that now.
Oh yeah,
Dude, we did some
They would
crazy
get
things
so
like
messed up.
when we first became friends 6 years ago.
I know.
Yeah, good times.
Time flies, man. But I'm
Time
happy
does
to
fly.
be here.
Me too.
We all finished this.
Yeah.
I love it. It was a success.
We're into
guys.
the noons now, baby.
Noonies.
A noon a
Sponsor
day
us.
keeps
Come
the
on,
doctors
noons.
away.
I know.
That's what I've been saying for 6 years at least, since I haven't had a physical since I lived in California.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe that, man. I mean, but what are they gonna find? You're gonna go in.
They're gonna try and load me
you
up with statins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, statins and anxiety medication.
Yeah. So I got that supplement that you told me about,
Okay.
and we don't have to get too far into it if that's okay, but something that'll help me out in the long run with some things.
Nice.
But yeah,
love that.
Danny knows some things.
You are full
Well,
of
I was a certified health coach for a while.
Oh,
but-
seriously?
Yeah,
I had no
I
idea.
got I guess it's
Is that like a
a
nutritionist?
certification. Yeah, it's a integrative nutritionist essentially.
Okay.
So you can become like a health coach and help people.
Gotcha.
So I literally had one client, and then I just stopped doing it because I just realized it's hard to get people to push themselves to do things.
Exactly.
And
Unless
that's
like
what-
they're 100% invested in it.
But then they can learn it themselves. I mean, you can go to YouTube and find out anything about, supplements and different diets. Like you can do that for free. So why would you come
Right.
through somebody else?
Yeah.
And
People got money to blow.
But
Yeah.
it's people like you, or was like you, because I know you're not doing it anymore. But those are the people that are on YouTube. So you just have to. It's hard. It's a grind. But once you start getting a little bit of a following, then you wind up on YouTube too, and everyone starts listening to you.
I mean, I could have done it through YouTube, but I believe in practice what you preach. And I did keto for a long time, so I could talk circles around the keto diet and like its benefits and everything. But I eventually stopped doing it because like you lose your social life. And I mean, I couldn't be doing this right now.
It's hard.
And so like I didn't want to start teaching people like, oh, do this, do that if I wasn't doing it myself. And that kind of made me, not want to do it anymore because I didn't really believe in it so much.
I hear you.
But I still know a decent amount. Like I helped Matt find like a supplement that he needed for the thing that he was, for his goal that
Thinking
he's
of.
looking towards.
Yeah.
And I could definitely help other people. But at the end of the day, I think I think it really boils down to happiness and lowering your stress rather than like you could have the most stressful job in the world and eat the cleanest diet and you could still end up having a heart attack. I mean, look at that guy from The Biggest Loser. You remember one of those? He was one of the trainers on there. He was like a super fit, super healthy guy. He ended up having a heart attack.
Wow.
And so that's like a prime example that like, you know, it's not all about diet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a lifestyle
Genetic.
thing and stress, genetic.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You really never know. So there's no one size fits all diet for everybody.
Exactly. And everyone's different. You got to find what works for you and like, you know, try and add different things into your diet and see what works and what doesn't work.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's called bio-individuality. It's like, you know, what's good for me might not be good for him. Because
Right.
I have a massive iron issue. Like my body absorbs iron and holds onto it too much. So I barely eat any red meat because I'll absorb so much of that iron. But there might be there's plenty of people out there like my grandmother who's anemic. So she needs to eat red meat.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I can't tell her, oh, you know, eat just like me and you'll be great. Like, so you really never know. It's case by case.
So not to like completely change topics, but speaking of like heart attack and people dying, the hockey player, dude. So we talked about this a few weeks
Yes.
ago. This guy was in an accident in a hockey game where basically a skate slid his throat and he got up and like rushed off. But when they cut that, you know, that main artery or whatever, like you're screwed, and he ended up dying.
Yeah.
And they just came out today and said that they're probably going to arrest that guy for manslaughter, and there's a whole police investigation because if you watch the video, like we said, it looks like he kind of throws himself at him. And yeah,
There's-
they're gonna arrest him and charge him with manslaughter.
There is no reason in a sport like hockey for your leg to ever be that high.
Yeah, yeah.
And even if it was unintentional,
It looks
He
pretty
still
bad.
killed him, dude?
Yeah, yeah.
and whether it's manslaughter or second degree or third degree, however
Involuntary
they rank it,
manslaughter.
involuntary,
Yeah, whatever.
I saw that today. I actually threw it up on our page, and you were like, at the same time, you were like, "Hey, we got to talk about this."
Oh, really? I didn't even
And-
notice.
Yeah, and I was just like, I hope that his family, friends, and teammates find some sort of peace.
Yeah,
But dude,
it sucks.
he
It's,
does like
it's
a
really
karate kick,
dirty.
dude.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's
He kind of like
that's too
donkey
bad.
kicks him, throws his legs up, and just unfortunately catches his neck. And whether that was his intention or not, he killed this guy.
There are freak accidents like all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole thing with
All the
DeMar
time.
Hamlin last year on the Buffalo Bills where he dropped dead on the field and his heart stopped. Like
That was
he
wild.
finally he got in his first game last night against the Broncos.
Was it
That
last night? I
game,
thought
yeah.
he ended up playing last year. No,
No.
I thought he came back, or maybe he just
No,
said
he
I'm
came
not,
back. I'm pretty
not-
sure for the first time last night against the
Wow.
Broncos.
That's
And
insane.
yeah, and I mean, I probably would have hung up the jersey and the
Seriously,
cleats,
like
but
when you come that close to death, or you die and you
Yeah.
you get revived or
Yeah.
charged up. I'm thinking of video games here.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely different though.
Crank.
Like the guy got to skate to the
But yeah, to his throat. And
to his
if
throat
you s-
versus DeMar Hamlin. Like he stood up and then he passed out. So like, that was, we can't really tell if it's intentional, but I've been to a million hockey games. I've never seen that before.
But it's funny, we did talk about it already too, but like a week prior, one of the guys on the Bruins got a slice on his like face, like right above his eye. And like,
Yeah.
stuff does happen. Like he was down low, whereas the guy that died, like the other guy like threw himself in the air and his skates were like
yeah.
at his neck, obviously.
He was just skating normal.
Yeah.
Like
Crazy.
it's not like he fell on the ground and then there was a big
If he
pile
fell-
up.
If he fell, totally different story.
What an NPC.
I know. What an NPC.
Have you guys seen any lately?
Have you?
Yes, I have. It's the same NPC that I talked about before, the guy who goes to the gym. With
I was
the
going to say,
coffee.
the gym is a popular place for NPCs.
It is. And so
It's like a hangout spot.
this guy this
They're
guy that
like, they
goes to
grab
the,
it,
this guy that goes to the gym, he wears some like weird outfits, but one of his staple outfits is like Adidas hat, Adidas shirt, and like Adidas sweatpants.
Love
and
it.
so, I'm working out it was like last week, and I see a guy wearing that exact outfit, and it kind of looked like him, and I was like, did he lose a ton of weight like the last week? I actually thought, did this guy get cancer or something? Because like he looked like very ill. And so the closer I look at him, I'm like, that's actually not him. But it was weird. He was wearing the same exact outfit that this guy wears, and he was like kind of talking to himself a little bit. And I was like, did they like replace that other guy? But like I said, there's always something to explain why that NPC is there or why that person is there. And so couple minutes later, the guy
There he
himself
was.
walks in, and I'm like, "This is planned."
This is my brother.
I'm like looking around, and I'm like, "This can't be real."
I think for me, like when I see people at the gym doing like the weird stuff, like there's always someone doing some weird exercise, and I'm like, I don't think you know what you're doing, or you're an
Yes.
NPC. Like you got programmed.
You're
wrong.
you're paying.
You're not doing curls. You're doing some weird you're doing cartwheels with weights or something stupid.
Right. You know what a rowing machine is. You use your hands and feet. There's no reason why your head should be in the pulley thing and using it dude.
Yeah.
Like practicing like head goals
Yes.
for soccer or something. Like they got the rope around their head with a weight, and they're like,
Right. They're like, I have to like get muscle in my hips. So like I'm gonna take the rope and like put it around and like
yeah,
go.
people do some weird stuff.
You usually see that like right after New Year's because all these gyms have specials like, oh, if you join now, it's $0
Right.
down or something.
Yeah.
So you get all these people
Oh,
in there. It was never.
I hate that.
They've never
rush.
been to a gym before.
I was-
They don't know how to use any of the machines, and so they're going crazy doing weird stuff.
Those are the New Year resolution crew.
Yeah.
At Flow when we would go in January, everyone would be walking in
Oh yeah.
because we were regulars, and we would see people we've never seen before, or someone that came in once last year. They come in once this year. They're there for a week. Never see them again.
That's right.
I think the resolution rush ends up lasting through the end of January, sometimes through the end of February, but after that it tapers off. And right now for myself, like I'm just getting back into it now that the sun sets at an ungodly hour of 4:30 p.m. I got nothing else to do, so I'm like I might as well go to the gym, but I'm trying to figure out that time, like trying to get into a routine. So like I've been tampering with the times I go, and I went at 5 last week. Never again go to Planet Fitness at 5 p.m.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
go around lunchtime every day.
Dude, I loved it. When I was working from home full time, I'd go at lunch, 45 minutes, do some cardio, bang out some weights, and go home, and it was awesome. But I don't have that luxury anymore, so I tried going at like 7:30, and actually a friend of mine came with me, and it was pretty good. It was pretty dead, and it's funny because like Planet Fitness has the crowdometer or whatever. It's,
PM, are we talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So at night.
Yeah, the crowdometer was a cool addition.
So it says it's full at like 7:30. I'm like, no way. Like that's gonna be awful. And I get there and it's dead.
All right,
So
I take
think
that back.
so I think so I think what it is though is people check in at like 5 or 6, and I wonder how long it holds them on. Like says that they're there for. Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? Is it an hour and a half? Break the middle. But I think by that time, like yeah, I'm sure a ton of people have logged in between 5 and 6. Are they there till 7? Sometimes, but not a lot of people were. And then yesterday I went at 6:30, and I kind of like to do some cardio first and watch a little YouTube and kind of get my body warmed up before I lift weights.
Mhm.
So when I got there at 6:30, I looked around. I'm like, all right, it's kind of busy, but like, and like even the ellipticals, there's a ton. But I got on next to like a couple guys. I was like, whatever, it's kind of busy. And as I'm doing my 20 to 30 minutes of cardio, people just flow out of there. So I'm like, this is the perfect time. Like 6:30, it's not too late. I can still go home and grill up some dinner or something, but go at 6:30, do some elliptical for 20 to 30 minutes. By 7, people are out of there, and like
Sweet spot.
You can get any machine or any free weights that you want. So I'm still figuring out, but I think that's going to be between 6:30 and 7 will be my time. It just stinks
love
getting
that.
home late.
I
It
know.
I
does.
just want to be on my couch at 7 o'clock, And
These days.
that's why I'm the way I am.
No.
But
You
just signed up back at Crunch
uh,
or Lexi.
Lexi did, and I've wanted to, and I just with the new job, I've just been
That's
like
true.
held
Yeah,
up.
you've been
But
super busy.
I'm going for sure. Like I am going. She's like it's beautiful. It's obviously brand new, and ton of equipment, ton of treadmills, ellipticals. They have a full track on the second floor.
Oh, no way.
wow.
That's cool.
That's the one it's new in Bradford, right?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Crunch. So I'll definitely by this weekend get myself signed up and start going again because I need it. Like you said, by 4 o'clock it feels like 7 p.m.
Yeah, it kind of stinks.
Being
but,
outside is
and it's tough. Like we're here every Tuesday night recording,
right.
so like that's one night I can't go, and I don't love to go on Fridays, and I definitely don't go on the weekends.
Yeah. No.
So it's like Monday, all right, skip Tuesday, then it's like I can go Wednesday, I can go Thursday. Last week I had dinner plans Thursday, so I couldn't. So it's like I got like at least 3 or 4 days in there, but it's better than not going at all.
A lot of excuses that ran.
You go like every day,
shelled
but
out.
Sorry.
you also don't work. I mean, I'm sorry, you work really hard.
I'm I'm sorry to bring you down. Sorry you're here tonight.
Listen, we can't all be sexy.
We should next Tuesday. We should do the pod. We should do the pod at the gym.
At the gym.
We're just working out on the mics.
They won't let us in.
So speaking of going to the gym like 3 days, 4 days a week,
And not having time or being hard to like fit it in.
we're busy with work, man.
It's exactly. So it's busy with work, obviously, and now that things are remote or hybrid and stuff, you're home more than in the office. But what do you think of this? At least for Mass, this bill for 4-day weeks rather than 5-day weeks.
Yeah, so Mass lawmakers came out this morning and said we're writing a bill that's going to have a 4-day work week as the normal. In my opinion, I think that's going to be like public jobs, like public works and water department stuff. Like you couldn't do like you couldn't do a teacher. Like they're not going to go home. They're not going to not teach on Fridays. Like people would lose their minds with their kids home on Fridays. But
I've always thought it's a great idea.
Europe does it and Germany does it, I think. Or
yeah, I mean Germany gets the whole month of August off just to do whatever they want.
I know we have a manufacturer there.
We work hard here, but I mean, I don't think it hurts to do a 4-day week. 4-day
work week. Yeah,
work week.
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
because people are like, yeah, but then it's 10 hours. But it's like, dude, you probably get a couple more breaks. You can spread out your work throughout the day, but then Thursday night becomes your Friday night. And then you have all day Friday to do stuff, Friday night, then Saturday, and then Saturday night, and then Sunday.
Yeah. So being a salaried employee, like you get paid to do a job.
Yes.
Period. That's the end of like you don't have to go in from 8 to 7 or 8 to 4 rather or something like that.
Yeah.
But if the thing for me, if I have work to do, I'm gonna do it. I don't like going home or like ending my work day with like, oh, I should have done this. I wish I'd done this, that, and the other thing. It's like if I have work to do, I like to get it done. So like I'm not like if I had Fridays off, that'd be great. But like my Fridays aren't too bad because I have a handful of meetings, and by Friday, like I'm getting pretty much everything wrapped up from that week that I started. So like it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have the long weekends. Trust me, but. It's I get my job done, and I think I have a little bit of extra time here and there.
I think I'd end up just picking up another job. Realistically, I've been wanting to grab
on top of the other one.
Yeah, like if I was working 4 days a week, I would definitely grab
do like a part time on like Friday.
Yeah, Friday, just do something. I don't know.
Keegan delivers.
Yeah,
just do something.
NPCs.
Because a lot of days, I mean, up until about 2:00 in the afternoon, like I don't do anything on the weekends typically. Like I try to force myself to do stuff, but I think I just get bored.
That's how I feel. It's like I get cabin fever. It's like I need to get out and do something. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting my weekend. Or
when you end up spending more money when you're not working.
Yeah, and I value the crap out of my weekend. It's like, all right, 5:00 hits Friday. I'm like, all right, like let's go do something fun. Whether we go out and get a bite to eat, or hit the bar with some friends, or go over a friend's house. It's just like it's nice to get out and do something. And then same with the weekends. It's like if I sleep till, well, I can't sleep past 8 these days, it seems like. But if I were to sleep in or lounge around all morning, it's like, all right, it's 12:30. The sun goes down in 3 hours. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I've already wasted half the day. Like, I should have been doing yard work or like go out and run some air. Like, it's just nice to get stuff done and do stuff for me.
So why did they pass the bill? 100%?
No,
I don't think so.
The law, like it's been made, like the bill itself has been like created.
Oh, okay.
Now it has to go through all of that.
I really wonder what that entails. Like I said, it's probably going to be like some like Department of Public Works jobs or something. Like
probably clickbait.
Private companies can't. I mean, they could follow that, but they can also say we're not going to follow that.
I feel like the bill should be passed allowing businesses to do that, but it's not a requirement, like you're saying. So like.
Right.
If you work 5 days or 6 days a week because you have to, then do it. But if you're allowed to, if you can afford to do 4-day weeks, then do it.
I could get behind 4 10-hour days. I could do that.
Because as a salary, like you said, as a salary employee, I've had times where I've gotten up in the morning for meetings at 8 a.m. or I've gotten up later and I've tackled what I need to do till 4:30, 5 o'clock, which is like that core time.
Yeah.
But I've hopped on the computer at 7 p.m. to get stuff done
or
to get ahead of myself. And I just work. That's like the ethic. And I feel like we're all the same. Like we get things done and we get it done no matter what it takes. So it's
Right. And
it's
like
not going to make any difference. I feel like for us.
and for people that like end up working a little bit later, like if some like I have Teams and Outlook on my phone, so if anything happens,
Yep.
and I actually just last week learned that I could turn off notifications from like certain hours.
That's cool.
So like 7 p.m. or 5 p.m. hits and it doesn't notify me anymore, or like if it's open on my computer, because I was getting like double dinged before, like.
right.
But I have the option to see that stuff on my phone, and if someone messaged me or emails me and it's like urgent, I'll get on my computer and do it, just because I have that luxury. My computer's in the next room over. If someone needs something urgently, I can get on and just send off the email that says, "Hey, take care of this. Do it that way," or whatever. It's like, so like you said, I mean, there's been times where 7:30 hits and I'm like hopping on my computer to send off an email.
Yeah.
Like you said, we get paid to do a job. It's not like 5 o'clock hits and I'm like, all right, screw work. I mean, sometimes that's how I feel, but
And I'm happy to do
At the
it,
end of the day,
especially
like,
the people
exactly.
you're surrounded with. Like you need something urgent, or it probably snuck up on them.
yeah, stuff happens.
Yeah, and like, hey, can you help me out? And of course, I want to help. You're a great boss, and you probably did want to do this.
But permanent 3-day weekends would be pretty sweet.
I
That's
just
such,
think
like,
I'd
our
end up
generation.
spending money, which I don't like doing.
Yeah, I know.
Why? Are you just like you go out and spend money on like?
Well, I think, let's say if, me and my fiance had Fridays off, like we'd probably end up going out to lunch and like going shopping or just
That's
doing
us.
more
That's me.
activities. And like, now just two people going out to lunch is $75 at least. Versus
So
if
are
we're both
groceries.
working, I mean,
Yeah,
well, dude,
for the
think
week.
of how much more food you can get for $75 at the grocery store than you can at
Not a ton.
a lot more. You'd be surprised. You get a whole thing of chicken breasts, like let's say 6 chicken breasts for like $15. You just go to,
Right, so
a
why don't you
restaurant
just do
and
that?
one
and
chicken
then
sandwich.
Make yourself some lunch on Friday instead of going out and spending it.
Well, yeah, you could do that, but I'm saying like you'd be more apt to
Yeah, I
go
agree.
do things if you had the day off.
I agree. Let's roll for a shot.
Let's roll for it.
He's had enough of this.
I got
Matt doesn't like being wrong. He
I have
just
to
changes
close-
the subject.
No, that's not it at all.
I have to-
Skinny piece
Ladies
of-
first.
You twig.
I have to close it out though. So, before you roll, really, really, really quick. Lexi and I are the same way. Like Friday, we go out, we have fun. But if we go to the grocery store for the entire week, like Monday to Saturday, we'll spend $160.
Mm.
That covers us for lunches and dinners and snacks. We'll go out one night for dinner and spend $160 plus tip. Now we're
Exactly.
at about 200.
Yeah,
So
it's expensive.
it sucks. It's shit. I don't like it. Let's roll for a shot.
All right, are we doing lowest or highest?
I didn't understand this last time, so just do it for me. Is it low or high?
All right, so we're all gonna have one of these,
Low
right?
drinks.
Okay, so and we obviously want to get like the best tasting shot, right?
Whoever
Yeah,
gets
they
the
all-
lowest, we'll pick for the other two.
Okay.
Well, not me.
Monopoly.
I win.
3. We're incorporating this into our podcast, so this is great. I think this is
7.
craps. That would be craps. 7 and 1, right? 7 and 1.
It's best odds.
Oh shit.
5.
5. So you're the lowest,
Yeah.
and lowest is good or bad.
Good.
Okay.
It's real good.
So now we're
Was that
against each other.
highest?
Matt's
Oh,
going
you
to
get
take
that.
the apple pie.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
You're going to take that.
Thanks. I know you don't like the licorice,
I'll take this.
the malt.
All right.
Dr. Magalakis.
Nope.
Nope, not even close.
McGillicuddy's. Oh, wait.
What they do to your brain in that surgery?
So it's weird. Like,
Danny's in a really insulting mood, so be gentle with him.
You just called me a twig.
You called me radio.
guys, come on. I don't like when mom and dad fight. I'm an only child, bro. Take care of each other.
We just did a segment on bullies last week, too, so.
Bullies, baby.
Aren't these zero sugar?
Oh, let's talk about that. I've been meaning to talk about this real quick, but there's a website called
Drizzly.
drizzly.com.
It's an alcohol ordering service.
Yeah, so it has like all the types of alcohol.
Who
you can
apparently
possibly think of.
lies.
Yeah, on their website literally says
Root beer,
Every-
McGillicuddy specifically.
all of them though, but all of them they're like. It's
Well, that one doesn't
great-
have sugar.
It does.
No.
I swear it does.
Look it up.
This one?
Well, let's just stick with the root beer.
The root beer has a
They
ton
still
of
lied
sugar.
about that.
Has
12 grams.
No, they said it's sugar-free, calorie-free,
Yeah, it's
all
all
this stuff.
marketing.
And I was like, I'm throwing this out the window, and I'm going to court with Drizzly.
So they said there was 0 sugar, but there's 12 grams of sugar in it?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that
Okay.
it's 0 calories.
I can guarantee you these have sugar in them just by drinking it right
I know
now.
it tastes very sweet.
Yeah.
Speaking of court, though, you've had very good luck in court.
That's a great topic, man.
We should bring that up some other time.
We should.
Alex used to go and fight everything that was thrown at him, and he'd win.
I would, but listen,
Stupid stuff.
it was stupid stuff, but I wasn't trying to waste anyone's time. Like, I truly went there because obviously I had to
But
go.
you're right, dude. Yeah,
It is.
Hell yeah.
But
You got
like,
a parking ticket, a speeding ticket?
or like doing something that it really wasn't true. And it wasn't convenient to me because I had to drive 20, 30 minutes. If I was in New Hampshire, I'd have to drive 40 minutes because the police officer that pulled me over is out of that precinct. So I'd have to go in that area.
Yep.
And I
I'm
was
sorry,
just
I
like, you know what?
spaced out for a minute.
Oh, it's okay. What, for tickets?
Yeah. I'm just kidding. I did, though.
But I'm just kidding. So I've had, in the Mustang, I've had 3 tickets
Okay.
and I've won them all. And I'm not saying
like
that
they had
to
to
brag.
pay you.
No,
Imagine.
they just dismiss. One of them, I was driving home from New Hampshire. Right before the Mass border, I get pulled over because he was following me for about 5 minutes, he said. And he said he thought I was like maybe drinking that night or whatever. I did a sobriety test.
Wow.
They looked at my license. They looked at my insurance. Still gives me a ticket. So when I fight it,
What was the ticket for?
swerving. And I said,
Okay.
I don't believe I was swerving. I said, but if that's what you witnessed, that's fine. I said, but I am driving on a dotted line. So technically, I was like, by law, I can
Change
I
lines.
can
Yeah, change lanes.
I can change lanes.
Okay.
So it's not like I was drifting into oncoming traffic or what. Obviously, four lanes going one direction. And I said, listen, I said, it's late, maybe whatever. Maybe I was. I said, that's totally fine. I do a breathalyzer test and I do, I almost said drug test, a sobriety test. And I pass both. He still gives me a ticket.
Yeah,
So
that's
when
ridiculous.
So when I go to fight it, the guy, he was also like, he probably was a statey.
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, good, sir. How are you? He like, all right, looks like you're here for drifting or not drifting.
You're here for Tokyo Drift?
Changing lanes or swerving. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, and I told him I had a sobriety test. He goes, okay. And then he was like, wait, I'm sorry. He goes, he gave you a sobriety test that you passed and still gave you a ticket? And I was like, yes, sir. And he goes, you're good. You can
Done.
leave. So that's why I do it. Because
Yeah, dude.
that's the only reason why.
Yeah.
I love that
Stretch-
they're there. I love that people are out there.
Exercise your rights, 100%.
Yeah. It was just crazy. I got handcuffed on my way. Remember that?
That's a great story.
Yeah. All right. We'll remember
Let's save
this.
that for the next
Yeah,
time.
it's a great story. I have two more, that and one other one.
I got pulled over once going down my school driveway after a dance, and like my stupid 16-year-old brain was like, I wonder how fast I can go down this driveway. It was North Andover High School. It was a long driveway. I was like, I wonder how fast I can go before I have to like slow down and stop. And I'm in like a 97 Jeep Wrangler, so I'm like going like 50. Not
The thing was
fast.
probably shaking.
Yeah,
all
oh
over the
yeah, it
place.
was about to blow up.
Parts were falling off.
So so a cop pulls in and sees me, flips on his lights, and I remember my brother telling me he's like always just trying to make them feel comfortable. Like it was a Jeep, so I had like zipper windows, so I turned off the car, I zipped the window down. He comes up, he's like, "Hey," he's like, "What's going on here? Is there like a school dance or a football game or something?" I said, "Yeah, there's a school dance." He goes, "All right, well, I don't want to embarrass you in front of all your friends, so get out of here." So he just tells me that, like he probably didn't
I love
like
that.
he probably didn't have his like speed gun on, but probably just saw me flying down the driveway. So like he didn't have like significant evidence other than like.
But
a
also where
witness.
you were coming from, right? Kinda
Right.
knew where you.
Yeah. So he's probably So he ended up following me for a couple of blocks and like turned off, and that was fine because like I wasn't drinking or anything like that. But he definitely wanted to make sure that I was okay. But yeah, that was
That's
pretty
cool.
funny.
That's fine.
I also got pulled over on my permit because I pulled out of a gas station, and near this gas station was a traffic light, and it turned green, and I pulled out in front of them. And I didn't want to be that guy that like pulls out in front of all these guys, so I accelerated to give them their space to do their thing. And sure enough, I accelerated right in front of a cop, And so he pulls me over, and I had my dad with me and my friend in the back seat, and he's like, "Oh, you're doing the right thing. You know, you have your parent with you. You're wearing your seatbelt. Like, I don't want to send you back to traffic school, so I'll let you go this time with a verbal warning."
Oh wow.
But that was it. That's it. I mean, I got pulled over for turning left over double yellow lines in college, which was really stupid. But other than that, like, I've never had like speeding tickets and stuff.
Yep. Same.
I got lucky on my way back from Tampa. I was doing like 97.
Did you drive?
Yeah, I drove back from Tampa by myself one time.
Oh wow.
In my Pontiac, and I was averaging like 95 miles per hour on the way home.
Was
I
it
hope my dad
G8?
doesn't watch this.
Which
G6.
state? G6.
It was
Which state?
South Carolina.
Yeah.
And
I've heard the
I started
Carolinas.
driving at 2 a.m. because I wanted to blow past like everything,
Yep.
just get as far as I possibly could. And so it was like morning, and I was going like almost 100 miles per hour. And this guy pulled me over, cross-eyed, and he comes up to the window, and he's like, "You were going really fast." He's like, "I'm going to give you a ticket, but I don't want you to have to fly back here to go to court." So he wrote it up that I was going 84 instead of
Yeah, they do
almost
that.
100
Trying,
because
like-
I think he didn't want me to
That's
have to
cool,
come back
though.
here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was really appreciative of that.
What state was it in?
The
South
Carolinas.
Carolina.
Oh, okay. I missed
Yeah.
that.
So I remember to this day that guy who, nice guy, but he was cross-eyed, so maybe he couldn't read. Maybe he couldn't read his speedometer.
Does that say 69 or 99?
You know what? I'm just gonna
Whatever.
average
84.
it.
Yeah.
The
There's definitely some cool
Carolinas.
cops out there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. There's a bunch.
Well,
Like Danny's brother.
another time I was driving
Chippy.
to Boston from New Hampshire, and a cop was trailing me for a long time, and he pulled me over, and he's like, "Listen, you've been in the fast lane for too far.
It's a passing lane, not a
Yeah, you're
not a
not
fast
supposed
lane.
to stay in the fast lane for too long." And so he gave me a ticket, and then I went to fight it. And at the time, I was working for Sig Sauer, and so the person in there questioning me was like, where were you coming from? And I said, work. And he's like, where did you work? And I said, Sig Sauer. And at that time, they had just signed a contract with the military for the M17. And so he was
Sick.
like, congrats on the new contract. Like, you're free to go. And I was like, thank
that's cool.
God I work
Awesome.
here.
I know.
So that was nice.
What are you driving now, though? You went from Pontiac to
Yeah, so you got a
Now
new
what?
whip.
Yeah,
well,
let's-
so I had a Jeep Gladiator for 3 years.
that was like a
and-
Halo vehicle. I loved it.
I didn't like it.
Okay,
Dude,
Well,
the thing was
screw
not
you.
safe.
Screw
It was
the Jeep.
loud on the highway. It was really light, so if there was a gust of wind on the highway, you'd be blown into other lanes. And so, on Thursday, I traded in for a Ram 1500 crew cab.
Sweet.
It's got the Hemi. It's an e-torque 2024.
EcoBoost.
Yeah, it's got the EcoBoost.
Nice.
That's like what the e-torque is. It's like a
Okay.
cool way of saying, this is eco-friendly. But so I registered it today, and funny enough, there was a guy in there trying to register his car, and I guess his twin brother. And this is what I meant to tell you guys. So his
Tell
twin
us.
brother bought the car for him, and the lady was like, "Yeah, we need your twin brother here to sign for something." I don't know what it was. The guy starts flipping out, and I was like, "Why don't you just go out to your car, put a freaking hat on, and come back in and say, yep, I'm Tim. I'm
Where'd
here."
Where'd the other guy go? I don't know.
Like-
He said he'd wait outside.
Yeah, now I was like, this guy's an idiot because he was like, I got to drive back to Massachusetts.
Hold on, let
to-"
me go get my brother.
Yeah.
Let me put my brother
And I
on.
was like, dude, just go outside, put on some sunglasses and a backwards hat, and all of a sudden you're the other guy.
That's funny.
But
It's like
but
the fishing license.
my concern with the with my new truck, it's not really a concern, but when you hit on the brakes, it sounds like there's an ambulance coming. It goes like, wham,
What?
wham. It's the weirdest thing. I was on the way home from the gym today, and I'm driving, and then I start hitting on the brakes, and I was like, oh crap, an ambulance is coming. 'Cause it's a very, so I pull over to the side of the road, and people start passing me, and I was like, what the hell? And
Where's the
I'm looking
ambulance?
around, no ambulance to be found.
You're gonna have to take
And
us for
so
a
I was
ride.
I was like, where is that sound coming from? And I was like, oh, maybe it's a couple streets over.
It's only when you hit the brakes.
It's when I hit the brakes, because on the way over here, I was testing it, and I was like, oh my God, this sounds like an ambulance.
Had it been doing that since you'd got it, or did it like happen like a couple days later?
I guess I haven't noticed. I didn't notice until today.
But it does happen still every time.
It does, and it's a very
I wonder if
faint,
it's like wearing in new brakes or something.
maybe, but it's a very faint noise to the point where like it sounds like it's an ambulance that's like off into the distance.
But
that,
it's
like,
coming.
But it's coming behind you, and you got to pull over.
Imagine the guy you bought it from, or like the
dealer?
the dealership, like tied crisscross like the wires to make it sound like that.
I know, it's the weirdest thing. But other than that, I love this truck.
Yeah, he went to a full-size truck. That's a big truck, too.
It's big.
What's the bed? What's the size of the bed?
5'7", I think.
Okay, mine's 5'5".
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Mine's 5.
Yeah,
No.
I have a small truck.
4.5.
Probably get worse gas mileage because it's older and I drive like a maniac.
Yeah, that tends to be.
I went
But
for
I drive like 2 days a week, so I'm like, I might as well enjoy myself and just rip it.
just when we're going out. I love having the truck. Like, it took me a little bit, but now I'm loving it.
It's just so convenient.
Dude,
Especially when you own a house, and like you owned
Oh
a
my
house
God,
before,
man.
and you will soon again, I'm sure. But it's so helpful to like put stuff in the back, whether it's yard stuff or wood or
Yeah.
whatever you're doing.
I got the Christmas tree. I had the leaf blower. I had everything.
Yeah,
So
nice.
Yeah, you can throw anything back there. We got the dump right near my house.
Do you have to, so New
nice.
Hampshire, it's different for different towns. So where I live in Salem, you have to take your own trash to the dump, and it's only
no,
open.
we have trash service here.
Oh, you do?
But
That's
if
cool.
it's something big, I just bring it myself.
Yeah. I mean, so every week I have to take our trash to the dump.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like an excuse to get out of the house, but also getting something done.
Oh.
Quora.
She's home. She's here.
Yeah, we have every Friday they come and pick up the crapola.
Must be nice.
All right, I'm going first.
Let's do it. We're back with Quora. I'm loving it. I'm forcing the group here.
I think a Didi is calling me. 2 times in about 2 weeks, I've found 2 dead animals, a black lizard and a black bird. Is this a Didi? If so, who?
What the hell's a Didi?
hell's that Diddy?
I think it's like a bad omen almost.
Can you spell it for us?
Deity.
Oh.
Look it up. Look.
But then the person who commented said, sounds like a house cat to me.
It's Milo.
Well, next.
Yeah. I'll read one. I'll try to read
Do
one.
it. I'm gonna take this
Try to
root
read
beer.
it.
Somehow this is in front of me, so I'm gonna take it.
Boy.
Today, Junior.
How do I explain to my 9-year-old daughter that her dad and I are leaving her behind with my childless younger sister so we can work in Bora Bora in a way that she'd understand since she has developmental delays? We will come back for her someday. Wow, that is just all kinds of messed up.
That is messed up.
Imagine
Is there a
leaving your-
response to it?
No, there
What's
isn't.
your response to it?
My response is that's messed up.
I almost choked on the shot. That's
First
my
of all,
response.
to leave your child and then to leave him with like, what does it say? With her childless sister. So like
Her aunt.
younger sister
Yeah, her aunt that
doesn't
have
know
children.
how to raise kids.
That's okay.
Ends up getting a 9-year-old dropped on her doorstep. It's like, it reminds me of Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
That's a
this kid's
great
developmentally delayed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's a little tough, you know.
We can all relate.
I love this site, man. I'm just gonna keep printing this stuff out. It's great. Here we go. I thought there was 2. Close it out. Wow, I can't open this. Here we go. Should I use
Hold
a
on. Why is the paper gigantic for like 10 words when we have small papers full?
It's a reply, Dan. It's a reply. That's why I didn't want to cut off. So this is kind of like from the one you had the other time with the blood in the gown.
Oh, God.
Should I use a smoke bomb to stop a wedding?
Wow.
And the response is no, you should not.
So, dude, you and I were both married this year. You're married in like 6 months or 5 months from now.
Yeah,
Imagine a smoke bomb going off at your wedding.
dude,
Like,
I would be so pissed.
it would ruin everything.
Everything, anything would ruin it, and the money that goes into it. I'm doing
Yeah.
one more, and then we're ending it. That sucked. My former barber lied and told me he stopped cutting hair. Yet I found out he's still in business. Do I have a case here?
A case for what?
For what? Not cutting your hair.
It sounds like he doesn't want to
Maybe
cut
you
your hair.
suck. Maybe you got lice, bro. Maybe your hair
Gross.
smells like ass.
You bring him to hair court?
I love you guys. We love you
Whoa.
guys that are. I do.
Are you talking to me?
All of you.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.